So up here at the Jackson mine, we're at the upper part of the Jackson mine. It's a large spread out bunch of workings. This appears to be their high grade pile. There's lots of good color, lots of interesting crystallization. There's a large dump here, and it's a miner's dump, which is not necessarily just what a miner does in the woods, but what a whole bunch of miners do in the woods. They pretty much, since they're up here, they've got their cans of stuff, they've got all their supplies, and all that trash needs to go somewhere. They would just put everything in one little spot, and that would be their little miner's dump. The garbage dump is where you find all the good archaeology. They learn more from the garbage dump at these places than they learn from anything else. Unfortunately, a retarded Forest Service would rather have you leave no trace, and some of the more ignorant off-road groups are like, "Whoa dude, don't leave no trace of nothing, man. It's not cool. It's not cool at all." Well, there's gonna be nothing to discern our generation that was out here, or anything for anybody to look at and say, "Oh, was there anybody out here in 2015? No, they were just a bunch of lazy dicks with their face on their iPads." So, yeah. So, our assessment of the upper site is that, as with most Colorado, there's your shaft. This has probably worked lucratively for gold, maybe some silver, pre-1900s most likely. Probably hung out for a while, not a lot got done from, 1900 to maybe 1930, 1940, mine closed down, and somebody came back in maybe the early 1950s and said, "Hey, there's a mine down there that they're getting gold out of. There's a shaft here. Let's be lazy bastards and just cut some big trenches and see if we hit any of the veins that they're hitting." So you've got big trenches, big trenches, big trenches, big trenches, all up and around here. Doesn't look like they've hit a whole lot of anything. Trenching can be great, but the reason that I say that it's older trenching is because it's big, it's wide, and it hasn't been reclaimed. Still would say probably the majority of our value is going to be in the mine underground, but we're gonna take a look at this shaft, we're gonna go down, we're gonna take a look at the adits and see what else we find. All right, another bit of mining 101 for all you rednecks out there. When you first come to a mine, if you see a door on it, you should immediately tear it off and destroy it, because that's tough, and that shows people that you mean business. Now, it's a dick thing to do, so don't destroy what's out here. What you've got here is a pretty old head frame. It's been reinforced a few times. There's an entire hoist house here. There was a bunch of machinery here. We've got a shaft here that goes down maybe 20, 30 feet before it has a bunch of cross beams and is kind of collapsed. So what we do have out here is lots of interesting or really vuggy, iron looking, interesting skarn type ore. So that's probably what they were getting the gold out of, was the skarn type deposits there. That requires a lot of crushing to get the gold out. So if you're going to come up here, plan that you're going to need a crusher. Super cool head frame. You don't see a lot of these anymore. If you're the one that owns this claim, keep an eye on it, put some signs on it, and try and encourage people not to destroy what is left. This likely, from the line that we are on, intercepted with our adit below. So I think we would be best served to go hit the adit below and the rest of the big mine camp and see what else was going on.
Okay, we're now at the lower camp on the Jackson claim, and the first thing that I see is a really big mining area. There was lots going on here, lots of track. We're gonna go see if the adit is open. You've got a porta potty down here, outhouse for those miners. Obviously water, there's water coming out of the adit, I can tell you that already. There is most likely some sort of building right here. And again, the track is just forever long. Lots of running water. Plenty to use for panning for your gold. You can crush it up and then use the water to separate it. I would recommend a sluice, honestly. That's going to be a little bit more efficient. Well, right now, I'm seeing that the fully timbered entrance has started to collapse, obviously. I won't be getting in there for sure. And then it looks like, well, it did have a gate. It's a miner's gate for sure. It's made out of rail, actually, that goes across it. So it's definitely a miner's gate, not a BLM gate. Okay, yeah, so that is definitely gonna need some clearing before you're gonna be able to get into it. I'll get some pictures, but you've got an old, like I said, miner's gate. And then it looks like this is all timbered right here, and that's what's collapsed behind the gate and has actually caused the gate to move forward. So you would want to start to clear all of this out a little farther back to reopen. And there's more water pooling right here. It's crystal clear, it's really pretty, but you'll want that out. I'm just coming to look at this other building that I saw, and I see a bunch of rail and pipe in a little staging area over here, plus a couple of timbers that they would have put under the rail. Not sure if that got pulled out or it was gonna go in. Some of it's bent, it might have been no good. And I have no idea. Oh yes, I do. It's just knocked over. It's a porta potty. It's an outhouse. I know it's knocked over because of treasure hunters. A lot of miners, the best way to get rid of things would be to just throw them down the outhouse. And so a lot of people will actually come, knock outhouses over, and dig up where people used to poop to find old bottles and coins and who knows what else, but it's disgusting.
Let's go take a look up here. So do you know why this one was not knocked over? Is because it's not an outhouse. Storage shed of some sort. Had a door on it, lots of nails that were hanging lots of stuff.
Mine picks?
It's possible. I would more go for like maybe their jackets and slickers once they're done working in the mine. It's definitely a nice little construction. Unlike that other outhouse out there that was quite a bit older. But I think anybody digging through the shit in that probably just found a bunch of Cyrosis claims in there, so I don't know.
The Jackson mining claim is an impressive and old site. It appears the claim was originally worked in the early 1900s when the shaft and adit were the sole producers. The trenching was most likely done in the 1940s to 1950s. There are several buildings, a headframe, and a hoist house on the site. There is also more than 50,000 tons of rock in the tailings, indicating there was once quite a large operation.
So we're wrapping up here. It's the Jackson mine, and yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff going on here. What somebody's gonna need to do is come out here and put a few hours, a couple of your buddies, into clearing that adit. I would bet dollars to donuts that adit is gonna hook up with that shaft somewhere. There's a lot of work that's going on out here. If you have the ambition and you wanna come out here and work hard and actually make some money, this is a really good site. It's Colorado. Come up here and start your mining adventure at the Jackson with this big, massive 20-acre monster and see what's all underground. Visit our website, www.goldrushexpeditions.com. See more pictures, more of the history, more of everything else we found out after we shot this video and did some research on it. For Gold Rush Expeditions, I'm Corey. We will see you at the next site.